I'd like to talk today about gaining stability through change. You see, most people spend an enormous amount of their lives trying to eliminate uncertainty. We search for the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect health, the perfect circumstances. Somewhere beneath all this is the hope that if life would just stop changing and hold steady for a minute, that we could finally become stable in our lives. But life has never worked that way. Every season changes, every relationship changes, every breath changes, every emotion changes, every thought changes. Yeah, we even change our socks. Every cell in our body is continually changing. The only thing that is permanent and stable in life is change. So the problem isn't that life changes. The problem is that we quietly expect it not to. And that expectation creates much of our anxiety and our suffering. But I'd like to suggest something that goes a little deeper. You see, in inner life, we don't simply learn to accept change. We learn to become organized within the change. And that simple word, organization, is one of the most misunderstood words that I use. See, when I speak about organization, I don't mean organizing your schedule or your desk or your sock drawer. I'm talking about an inner organization, the gradual integration of body, breath, attention, perception, emotion, and awareness. So they begin functioning as one coherent process rather than as separate competing parts. That kind of organization allows us to remain steady, even while life itself continues changing. You see, whether someone studies Tai Chi or Aikido or yoga or Qigong or classical ballet or mixed martial arts or woodworking or music or meditation or the Sufi practice of zikr, every authentic discipline begins in a remarkably similar fashion. At first, you memorize. The martial artist memorizes techniques that are strung together so he can memorize a set known as a form. The dancer memorizes movements and positions, and then the choreography of a dance routine. The musician memorizes notes, then scales, then songs. The practitioner of yoga memorizes postures, then routines. The student of zikr memorizes sacred words and their rhythms. Memorization is necessary. Without it, there is no foundation. But memorization is never the goal. It is only a doorway. Too many practitioners unknowingly stop there. They never walk through the door and cross the threshold into a deeper learning, a deeper inner change. They become experts at repeating what other people have created. That is, they're great at repeating and performing the forms while remaining fundamentally unchanged inside or as a human being. Authentic practice asks something deeper of us. Not, can you remember the movements? Can you remember the words? Can you remember the notes? But has the movement and this practice begun to reorganize you? You see, something remarkable happens after enough sincere inner life practice. The technique slowly becomes less important than what they are producing within you. Your breathing no longer fights your movement. Your posture no longer collapses under pressure. Your attention no longer disappears every time something distracts you. Your reactions get faster in movement and slower in thought. Your awareness begins remaining present even while life is moving. The external form hasn't changed very much, but that practitioner has. This is the beginning of inner organization. Imagine standing in meditation. The first time many people try this, nothing feels stable. Their arms get tired, their shoulders get tight, their legs tremble, their mind waters, their breathing changes, their emotions appear. Sensations constantly shift. Boredom even sets in. Why am I doing this? But if stability meant eliminating change, then standing meditation would never work. Instead, something unexpected happens with prolonged practice. Everything continues changing, but gradually something deeper begins remaining present throughout the change. Awareness becomes more continuous. The body becomes more integrated. Breath, posture, and attention begin working together instead of competing with one another. The stability was never in eliminating movement. The stability emerged because the practitioner became increasingly organized within. The same thing happens in movement. The purpose is never simply learning choreography, whether practicing a Tai Chi form, an Aikido technique, a yoga sequence, or a dance routine. The deeper purpose is not perfect performance. The deeper purpose is learning to remain internally organized while movement continually changes. Then greater challenges are introduced. There's variation, speed, relationship, interaction, pressure, unpredictability. The conditions become increasingly more complex. Yet paradoxically, the practitioner becomes increasingly more stable. Why? Because stability was never located in the external conditions. It was growing inside the practitioner. That's why I distinguish between control and organization. Control tries to stop change. Organization allows change without fragmentation within. Control becomes rigid. Organization remains adaptable. Control depends upon circumstances. Organization travels with you wherever you go. This is the truth in martial arts. It is true in music, it is true in contemplative practice, and it is true in ordinary life. Life will continue changing. So the question is not whether change will happen, the question is whether we lose ourselves every time it does. And nature already knows this. Nature demonstrates this principle everywhere. A tree survives because it bends. Water remains itself because it flows. A healthy nervous system continually adapts. Life itself is not static. Life is organized movement. The more rigid we become in our thoughts, in our actions, in our feelings, in our expectations, the easier we break. The more integrated we become, the more resilient we become. So there's a different kind of stability. We need to understand that everything stays and nothing stays. And at first that can sound discouraging. Eventually it becomes liberating. Joy can be appreciated without trying to possess it. Difficulty can be experienced without it becoming our identity. Successes come and they pass. Failures come and they pass. Both are simply movements within the time in our lives. As practice deepens, we discover that stability is not a fixed position. It is a living capacity. The capacity to remain present, to remain integrated, to remain responsive, to remain internally organized, even while everything around us continues changing. We can't control what is outside of us. We can only control what is within us. And much of the problems with stress and anxiety and fear and depression come when we are fighting against the notion that we can't control what is outside of us. Perhaps the greatest misunderstanding in every embodied discipline is believing that practice is about mastering the movements and the techniques. It is not. Techniques are a means. The choreography is a means. The notes are a means, and the words chanted are a means. Transformation of the individual is the purpose. The forms we learn are not simply meant to be remembered. They are meant to reorganize the human being. Real stability is not becoming unshakable, although that is a great attribute and side effect. It is becoming so deeply integrated that change no longer fragments you. Life continues changing. It always has. The question is whether, through sincere inner life practice, We can learn to remain present, responsive, and internally organized within it. And that, to me, is what embodied practice is truly cultivating. Thank you.